YouTube, we are back again, showing you guys how to pay and negotiate with manufacturers for your clothing brand, for your fitness brand, for your e-commerce business, whatever it is. I'm gonna show you exactly how to negotiate with them and how you should pay them to never get scammed again. So make sure you leave a like on this, go turn on the post notifications, and comment down below the next YouTube video you guys wanna see, because I've been dropping a lot of game. We're doing 2 YouTube videos every single week. So with that being said, let's jump straight into it. So a lot of y'all are starting with your brands. Y'all seen the videos that I did on how to flip $1,000 into 10,000. But now, how do we pay these manufacturers so we can ensure that we can actually profit? Because one of the scariest things for a lot of new business owners is that you're scared that you're gonna get scammed. So I wanna give you guys the tactics to never get scammed again, but also how to be more profitable without having to do anything to your prices, except, obviously increase it over a period of time, but negotiate it right out of the gate so you can make more money every single time you buy something and every time you sell something, because you're getting it for cheaper. So now let's go ahead and talk about how you should pay your manufacturers first. So there's a couple different platforms that I use to pay my manufacturers, okay? One is gonna be MoneyGram. We got MoneyGram. So when you're talking to these manufacturers, they're probably gonna ask you a couple of different ways you wanna pay. MoneyGram. Number 2, this is the safer route. Highly recommend that every single person uses this one. This is the one I use right now outside of wire transfers, since we do spend a little bit more money than most brands. Second one is Remitly, okay? Now this is a platform that is more so geared towards the consumers, which are you, right? The business owners. So they're protecting you by allowing you to have, money actually insured when you spend money with them, but also it's a lot safer route overall, similar to PayPal, which is gonna be the third one, okay? So we got MoneyGram, Remitly, PayPal. Another one that I've used before is Western Union. So these are 4 different ones that I use. You guys can feel free to use any of them. I highly recommend, I'll just put a star next to this one, highly recommend using Remitly, okay? Again, it's a lot safer of a choice to use. But now that we have the platforms that we want to use, right? The next thing is, of course, wire transfers. I'm gonna add wire. Now, you don't want to go to wires unless you're really doing numbers and you really trust your brand. Your manufacturing, and you've been working with them for quite some time, right? So we have MoneyGram, Remitly, PayPal, Western Union, and Wire. So at some point in time in the video, these are popping up somewhere, so make sure you write those down. Now, the next thing is, how do you pay these manufacturers, which is a very, very important part, okay? The wrong way to do it is, this is you, right? And you're giving over the money to the manufacturer, right? The wrong way to do it is to give them all of the money up front. That is the wrong way to do it. You never in life pay these manufacturers up front, everything, never. I don't care if you've been working with them for 2 years. If you're a business owner right now, what do you do when you pay up front, but they gave you the wrong amount of items and they don't ship you the other ones? Then what? Now you're missing expected profits. So this is why you don't do this, okay? So I'm about to break down exactly how you pay these manufacturers. So what I like to do is I like to break up my payments in 3s or 4s. So I'll show you guys how I break it up into 3s. This is the most common way that I've done it personally. I know some other people teach 4s. I've talked about 4s. I've done half, but I never do in full. So I'm gonna show it to you guys in 3rds, okay? So I'm gonna write 1/3, right? The first 1/3 that I'm sending off to this manufacturer is to start the order. Because guess what? They do need some money to get the fabrics. They need the money to start cutting. They need the money to start paying the people. So the first 1/3 is to start the order. That's when I'm giving them the first 1/3 of the payment. The second 1/3, I'm gonna send to them once they actually already made my items and are shipping it. Another way you could do this as well is when they send you tracking info. So far you spent 1/3 on starting the order, 1/3 on them shipping it. So when they ship it or when they're shipping it right now and they send you over the tracking information, that's when you give them the next 1/3. The last 1/3, right, is a safety precaution to make sure that when you receive the items, everything is correct, number 1. Number 2, you also want to make sure that there's no stains, no holes in your clothes, none of that stuff, okay? So that's when they're receiving the last one, right? So then we have received. So again, I'm gonna walk you back through it. So first 1/3, start order. The next 1/3 is gonna go to shipping. It's gonna send out to them after they send you the shipping and tracking. And then the last 1/3 is gonna come when you actually receive the items, you count everything and everything's accurate, you send them the remaining amount. Now with you doing it this way, you have to also be an authentic person doing this. You don't wanna scam the manufacturers, okay? Like, I get it, you've been done wrong before in the past, but that does not give you a reason to do it to them, okay? So please make sure we remain humans at some point in time. So we just told you guys the wrong way to do it is to send them the money up front. The right way to do it, which is having these payments, okay? So I'm gonna just put a section right here. And this is how we wanna do it, right? So we have the payment processors or the companies that we wanna use to pay our manufacturers, but now we have a strategy of actually paying them, okay? So now you should have no questions after watching this video, so hopefully you left a like. You have no questions on how to not be scammed again. So if I asked you when you walked up to me in person, because a lot of you guys like introducing yourselves to me and telling me about your brand, and then a lot of you actually tell me I've been scammed and things like that, I'm gonna ask you a question. How do you refrain from getting scammed next time? If you can't come up with this stuff right here off the top of your head, you're not really as educated in this particular space as you think you are, and that's fine. But right now, that means you need to study. That means you need to write this shit down. That means you need to take this stuff seriously, and that means you need to actually execute on it. Because if you're tired of somebody scamming you out of 1,000, scamming you out of 3,000, scamming you out of 5,000, you would just do it the right way out of the gate. Now, what this is doing is that even if you send them the first third, you can just go dispute this. So if you're using Remitly, you can literally just dispute it. If you don't get your shipping info, if you don't get the receive stuff, if you don't get it in the time frame, you can just dispute it through Remitly and they'll give you your money back and they'll pull it directly from the account of the manufacturer. This is very important, right? PayPal, you can do the same thing. You can dispute things and get your money back, right? Western Union, MoneyGram, these are the riskiest ones, okay? Wire, definitely risky. So 1, 2, and 3, those are the riskiest platforms to use. Remitly is the best. You can use PayPal if they accept PayPal in their country, okay? So this is the platforms you use and this is how you're gonna pay them out. Now, next thing we're gonna talk about is negotiating, okay? A very, very key part. Like you can immediately increase your profits just by getting a better price. Nobody talks about this. They always tell you to raise the prices and make sure the value is higher and all those things. And those are all smart, very, very educated answers to say. And again, if you haven't watched my last YouTube video on how to market and sell more products for your brand, make sure you guys go on the page and go like that and go watch that as well, right? But another very important part is just getting better prices. That's how you can make more profit immediately. And the best part about this is that, guess what? This is over an extensive amount of time. So there's a couple different negotiating tactics. So the first one is price per piece. Okay, so what exactly does price per piece mean? That means if the manufacturer tells me that it costs $50 for this jogging suit, and I'm gonna just put JS for jogging suit. If it's $50 for the jogging suit, I negotiate it down to $42. So think about that. However many pieces you buy in bulk, you're saving $8 on every single one of them. Over the grand scheme of things, when you're selling a lot of volume, that little extra $8 is an insane amount. That's the difference between you being able to offer free shipping and not. So these are things that you want to actually utilize to your back pocket, which is the price per piece method of negotiating. The best way to do this, and I'm going to give you guys some things you can just take and just word it in your own way, right? So they say, hey, how much are your jogging suits? Jogging suits are around $50. Okay, cool. Well, I completely understand that you sell these for $50. However, I have another manufacturer that can give it to me for $39. So I know you may not be able to beat that price, and I don't want to just exclude you from working with you. However, can you beat this price, or can you at least try to beat the price? Then they're going to come down and they can say, okay, bro, we can do $48. And then you're gonna be like, that's not really that good still. All right, how about this? Can you do $40? Okay. Then they're gonna come back to you and they're gonna say, bro, we can't do $40 because all X, Y, and Z, all this bullshit, right? Okay, completely understand. I'll just work with them. Now, if you say stuff like that, they're gonna be like, oh, no, wait, but we can do this. So that's when you get them down to that 42, that 44, that $45. Even if it's saving you $5 per piece, it adds up over a long period of time. And that's how you negotiate it. You utilize their competitors against them. Hey, I already am talking to this person. And if you want to, send a screenshot. Hey, I'm talking to this manufacturer right here. They said they can do it at this price. Can you beat it? I would really love to work with you. This is how you also find backup manufacturers. So that way, if you ever needed another manufacturer that's around your pricing but good quality, you always are negotiating with different ones. So you're always in contact with different ones, and then you just write them down. So keep a list of all your manufacturers. If you want all of my personal manufacturers, you guys can click down below in the description. I'll have my manufacturer list in there. I'll just leave it at $100 for you guys that are watching this, but at some point in time, it's going to get taken back up to where it's normally at. So make sure you guys take advantage now. Number 2 is just shipping. Okay, so, and you can actually use all of these negotiating tactics after each other, right? So then you have the shipping price. So let's say they give you a total and they say your total is $2,300 and your shipping was $500. And you may look at this shit and be like, no way, I'm not paying y'all $500 for shipping. Perfect. This is why I'm going to negotiate it with them. They're willing to negotiate these things. It's not like going in a grocery store and saying, yo, I want steak, chicken, and all of this stuff. And they tell you the total is $87.36. And you say, nah, I'm gonna give you $50. That's not how this works. Okay, you go to jail for that, all right? So if you lock behind bars, hopefully we can do this. Hey, lock me behind bars, boom, there we go. Yeah, so don't end up behind bars doing this, okay? What I would tell you to do is negotiate this price right here, okay? This is the shipping price right here. So if they give you $500, they say, bro, I'm gonna try to get this down to maybe $300, okay? So the way you get this down is they give you the price for the shipping. You say, okay, great, but the shipping is just a little too much. If you can do $300 for the shipping, I'll send the first third of the payment right now. That is such an important statement to say. I will send it right now. That moves them faster than anything else. So when you put their back against the wall, you say, hey, if you can do this for this price right now, I'll send you the first third. Then they're gonna be like, okay, well, they're serious about paying. We're willing to lose out on a couple $100, so let's do it. But in the grand scheme of things for you, you just saved on a shit ton of money. Now the next one is the overall price, okay? Now you can use any one of these or you can use all of them. Now, actually negotiating the overall price, okay? So let's just say they tell you your total is $3,000. Another way, the same thing is here, right? Is, okay, I understand. However, right, I asked another manufacturer to do this same thing in bulk with the same amount of items. They're actually cheaper than you and they're adding in cards. So that may not really be the truth, but I'm just saying it to see what they say and see if they'll move down in the price. And on top of that, they may add tags on your stuff now, right? For free, just by saying that. That's how I've been able to do it, right? So I'm kind of finessing the system a little bit, but at the end of the day, as a business owner, you gotta learn how to get around certain things, right? So $3,000 for the overall price, and you say, okay, look, can you do $2,500? If you can do $2,500, I'll send you the first third right now. And this is how you guys can start negotiating with these manufacturers out of the gate, okay? Also on top of that, another really cool one, I'll just throw this in as a bonus because I was only gonna give you guys 3 free samples. So if they don't budge on the price, or if they do budge on the price, right, you can say, okay, look, for my next items, so I placed this order already, I already negotiated this. You tell them, hey, I have another set, or I have other items that I may wanna buy in the future in bulk. If you can send me these samples for free, bro, I'll actually make sure I shop with you over my other manufacturers. Now, this is how you're able to get free samples. You've already spent money with them. Now they're more inclined to give you free samples. And the best part about this is that after you spend the money, they can include the free samples when that box is coming. So now you don't have to wait again after you already placed the bulk order just to place an order for samples. You can get it in that bulk order, which moves the process along even faster for you. So with that being said, guys, that's how you pay and negotiate with your manufacturers. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It's pretty simple concepts, but nonetheless, I wanted to make sure that I explained it to you guys, because if you're brand new to this, you need to know this so you can save as much money as possible, so you can make as much money as possible, and so you can make sure you don't get scammed by these manufacturers again. So if you like this video, tell me the favorite negotiating tactic that you've already used, or if you're about to use it and it works for you, come back to the comments and let me know it worked for you. I would love to chat it up with you in the comments about it. I personally respond to all of the comments myself. And with that being said, it's your boy, The Real Tez, aka Don Tez Akram, and I'll see you guys in the next YouTube video. Peace out.